The 2011 season has been a measure of perseverance and pride for Pirates veteran Ryan Doman. And yesterday's game-winning 3-run homer, a follow-up to Wednesday's Grand Slam in San Diego, is a prime example of the professionalism that has fueled the Buccos to a .500 start. Tonight, it's time to build on May's early momentum against a Dodgers team that has seen its share of struggles on and off the field. Pedro is back, and the Jolly Roger is primed and ready. Game 1 from PNC is next on Root Sports. From PNC Park in Pittsburgh, a beautiful night for baseball as the Buccos continue their 7-game homestand on the North Shore. And yes, the sun is shining. Pirates playing good baseball. Game 1 of 4 against the Los Angeles Dodgers. Pirates coming off that series victory over the Houston Astros. Greg Brown and Steve Blass right here by the ticket windows. There's a buzz in the air these days, Steve. The Pirates are 17-17, .500, and you like the way they're playing right now.
Absolutely. I consider it kind of a platform, Greg, because now you get on a hot streak, you can really make some noise. Otherwise, you're just playing catch-up baseball. But what a great weekend. What a great start to the series tonight.
All right, the Pirates also get good news because Pedro Alvarez returns to the lineup after nursing that quad injury. Like to see him get it going. And Ryan Doman makes back-to-back starts behind the plate for the first time since Chris Snyder came off the disabled list.
Yeah, and let's face it, the starting pitching has really been the story so far. But you got to get the bats going. Pedro's big bat, that would be a welcome addition back in the lineup. Ryan Doman, he deserves to be back in there tonight.
What a big hit yesterday for Ryan Doman as the Bucs came back and beat the Astros. Game 1 of 4 against the Dodgers tonight. Chad Billingsley for LA against Jeff Karstens. And you're going to watch it all here on Root Sports.
Barrel.com. Definitely worth the click. Let's go, Bucs! Is sponsored by Barrel Automotive. Barrel.com. Definitely worth the click. Let's go, Bucs!
Jeff Karstens making his way out onto the field and onto the mound. This is the lineup he will face. Don Mattingly is the manager of these Los Angeles Dodgers. This is his lineup. Jamie Carroll will be followed by Aaron Miles, a couple of veterans. Andre Ethier, the right fielder. Matt Kemp Juan Uribe at third. James Loney hits sixth, and it's Jerry Sands in left. Rod Barajas, the catcher, and on the mound, Chad Billingsley.
Jeff Carson's, excuse me, making his fifth start, and I kind of liken him, Greg, to the Maytag repairman. You know, you got a starter that's broke, you got something that needs fixed in the bullpen, you call on Jeff Carson's. He does a lot of things for the Pirates. Valuable member of this pitching staff. His overall numbers, and what I really like, in 4 starts, just 5 free passes. That's always a plus.
Karsten's ready to face this veteran Jamie Carroll. The Los Angeles Dodgers coming in with a record of 16-19. Third place in the West, 3.5 back of the Rockies. Giants in second place in the division. And we're underway with a strike. 71 degrees at game time.
And an early evening, much like yesterday afternoon. Just gorgeous in the Pittsburgh area.
Strike 2.
And that's kind of nice, too. Strike after strike.
Out of play off to the right. Stays 0-2 on Jamie Carroll, 37-year-old from Evansville, Indiana. Batting .311 with 3 runs batted in his second season with the Dodgers. And a liner to the first baseman, Lyle Overbay. The rest of the defense for the Buccos: Overbay, Walker on the right side, Alvarez, Cedeno on the left side of the infield, and in the outfield, Tabata, McCutcheon, and Garrett Jones, with Ryan Doumit making back-to-back starts. Pedro Alvarez returns. Who knows? Maybe that rest comes at a good time for him. He was kind of scuffling at the plate. Maybe we continue to work extremely hard. Hopefully it all comes into play. The perfect storm. Deflects off the glove. Walker there, and almost able to get Aaron Miles. Almost worked actually in Karsten's favor. But Miles reaches on the infield single.
Just not quite enough left on it after Jeff got a piece of it for it to get out to Neil Walker in time. Good hustle down the line by Aaron Miles, and he's rewarded with the game's first base hit.
One of the big stories in baseball will come to the plate as you see the AGH cam. Beautiful shots there, but Andre Ethier, 30-game hitting streak came to an end Saturday night.
He picked it right back up yesterday afternoon with a home run against the Mets.
Ethier batting average third best in the league at .371. As Steve said, 2 for 4 with a home run yesterday. Second longest streak in team history. Major League record for April by hitting safely in 26 straight. Joe Torre had a 22-gamer in April of 1971.
I believe that's the year that Joe hit .363 or some outrageous number.
Wave and a miss on the changeup from Karstens. 1 ball, 1 strike on Andre Ethier. .371 batting average, 4 homers, 19 runs batted in.
I was bouncing around the South Hills a good bit this afternoon, Greg, and late this morning. Everybody kind of a little smile on their face, happy about the Bucks over the weekend. Nice breaking ball. So a good changeup and a good downer, breaking ball down and in. Gets him out in front 1-2.
Don Mattingly. Donnie Baseball watching his Dodgers game 1 of 4 here in Pittsburgh. Karstens with Miles on at first. Sets a little bit longer and time is called. Trying to disrupt the rhythm over there at first base. These Dodgers road trip started at Citi Field in New York. They lost the first 2 games against the Mets, and then thanks in large part to the Ethier home run and the good pitching from Clayton Kershaw, beat the Mets 4-2. They'll head back home after this 4-game series at Pittsburgh. 1-2 count. Ethier hit .292 with 23 homers last season, drove in 82.
The Dodgers not real familiar with Jeff Karstens. This will be his 5th appearance. I think just 1 start last year, and he got knocked around a little bit. He has a little payback that he owes to Los Angeles.
That hitting streak of 30 is where it ends. At least it has. The last 4 30-game hit streaks stopped there. Ryan Zimmerman 2 years ago. Moises Alou playing for the Mets in 07. Willie Taveras of the Astros in 2006. They had 30-game hitting streaks. And that's when it ended.
Stopped on 30 for all 4 of them?
Yep. 2-2 the count on Ethier.
Gives you a little perspective on Mr. DiMaggio, doesn't it?
Yeah, always does. Every time there's a hitting streak, 20 or more.
Yeah, and that's to be respected.
Yeah,
a hitting streak of 20 games. It's doing your job. It's carrying a hot bat.
It's almost halfway there. DiMaggio, 56.
Almost half. Plus Maryland's gone, so it's a tough challenge.
That's a couple of bad breaks there. 3-2 the count on Ethier.
But all of it ends.
Yeah. With Kemp on deck.
That's the 1-2 punch. Both of them listed among the
it's batting average on the road. Yeah, road batting average for Carroll and Ethier, and the man on deck is in the top 10 in overall hitting. Runner goes from first, and it's fouled off. But when it comes to the overall look of this Dodgers club, Jamie Carroll, nice .311 batting average. You're not going to get much power from him. Aaron Miles, good veteran presence. But then really you have Ethier and Kemp to worry about in the lineup, at least in terms of the batting average and what it looks like at face value. Which means if you pitch a decent ball game and you're careful to Ethier and Kemp, you should be able to keep them in check. Well, the runner goes and Ethier right through the hole. The second baseman Walker covered, and it was wide open for Andre Ethier. 50 hits for him.
Yep. This is the way they draw it up on the board. The runner takes off. The second baseman goes over to cover second base. Big hole. Routine bouncing ball. Routine grounder into right field. First and third. That easy. Looks that easy when you do it.
First man to 50 hits. Andre Ethier. As Miles moves to third. Now Matt Kemp. 6th in the league in hitting. .338 average. 6 homers, 21 runs batted in.
You talk about the lineup, and yeah, not a lot of superstars in the lineup, a good major league lineup, but what you would like to see, or what the Dodgers would like to see to back up that lineup, is an old-fashioned, old-time Dodger pitching staff in a starting rotation. And they're good. Their rotation is fine, but it's not filled with superstars, and thus they're 16-19.
Breaking ball missed 1-1, and that's how the Dodgers have won over the years with their pitching. 1-1 on Kemp, who leads the team in terms of grounding into double plays. He's hit into 5. A lot swirling around the Dodgers. Major League Baseball now running this organization. Swing and a miss, 1-2 on Matt Kemp.
We talk about Jeff Karstens, only 5 walks in his 4 starts coming into tonight's action. Also in 27 innings, 22 strikeouts. I mean, that's a higher ratio than you would look to expect from Jeff. Now that ratio may change, but right now he's doing all right with the K's.
And another one.
Yep, it worked.
That leads us to our PNC achievement in terms of the Pirates starting pitchers. You look at what they've done the last 4 games, averaging almost 7 innings, 1 run, 5 hits, 2 walks, and almost 7 strikeouts per 9, a whip of just over 1.
And look at the FIP.
The FIP at 2.50. Correa, Mahalam, Morton combined 35 groundouts, 7 flyouts. PNC for the achiever in you. Fielding independent pitching is that FIP.
Sure.
You heard it on Sabermetrics Sunday yesterday. Bob Walk and Tim Nevert brought it to you. And we also talk every Sunday with Neil Huntington. We pick out a sabermetric term and They kind of break it down for us. And yesterday it was fielding independent pitching.
Well, look what happened to Wally Phipp when Garrett took over. He never got back in the lineup. Or was that Wally Phipp?
That was Phipp. That was players independent pitching.
All right.
Juan Uribe, count of 2-0 on this 32-year-old veteran. First and third now with 2 outs. Juan Uribe with the world champion Giants last year. Bounces this ball and past Alvarez into left. Just enough sting on it to skip it past Alvarez. 1-0 Dodgers.
And that's kind of an unusual feel now. The Pirates do not break out by scoring first. The Dodgers draw first blood. Pirates been doing a lot of that. Just out of the reach. Did Pedro get any piece of it? No, just kind of trying to flag it down. Oh.
The AGH cam shows. I wonder, Steve, if the Pirates eventually will want to get Alvarez to the point where he doesn't. It seems like he goes down a lot on those. Again, I don't know. I have to talk to Nick Leyva just to find out whether that's part of the growing process. Down low on James Loney, hitting .227. Nick Leyva works with these infielders. Pirates have talked, and Alvarez has worked so hard to try and improve on the defense as he has. 1 ball, no strikes on Loney with runners at first and second. And a pop up out of play. Loney hit .267 last year, batting .227 this season.
And, you know, going back to that, Pedro would be the first guy not to blame the fact that he's not been in the lineup, because you're out there during batting practice and they hit the ball just as hard. And you're taking ground balls off the bat in batting practice, off the batting practice hitter at that point. The ball just had enough zip on it to get on by. Whether he stands up or goes down, that Nick Leyva would be the guy to talk to.
Yep. 2-1 count on Loney.
The Pirates have not been behind very much in the last several games.
They fell behind on Friday night to the Astros 1-0, but then ended up tying it and taking the lead. The bullpen gave it up. There's a fly ball to McCutchen in center, and he makes the catch. 6 men come to the plate. They score 1 run after a half. Dodgers 1, Bucks come to bat. To you tonight on Root Sports. Here's the Toyota Pirates starting lineup. McCutchen, Tabata, Jones, 1-2-3. Neil Walker hits cleanup. Lyle Overbay bats 5th, and Ryan Doman returns to the lineup, hits 6th. Then it's Pedro Alvarez coming back after the injury. Ronnie Cedeno, Jeff Karstens round out the starting 9 against Chad Billingsley.
This 26-year-old right-hander out of Defiance, Ohio. 6'1", 240. He was a first-round pick back in 2003. Great start to his major league career. Coming up to the big leagues, has compiled a 61-42 record. Terrific winning percentage, topped only by the percentage of wins that he has against the Pirates. He's 4-0 against the Bucks.
And McCutchen leads off, takes ball one. Batting average now for McCutchen of .228, 1 for 4 with a run scored last night, 3 hits and 10 at-bats in the series against Houston. He's walked 19 times, that's 9th most in the league. And a fly ball to right, easy for Ethier. Routine play in right field for Andre Ethier. So he's in right, Matt Kemp is in center, Jerry Sands in left. Juan Uribe, Jamie Carroll on the left side of the infield, Aaron Miles and James Loney on the right side, with veteran catcher Rod Barajas catching Chad Billingsley.
And that defensive alignment in the outfield for the Dodgers, a whole basket full of outfield assists. Noted on the Dodger notes, they've done some good throwing from the outfield.
Here's Tabata. He takes strike one. Garrett Jones on deck.
Among other things, Chad Billingsley keeps the ball in the ballpark. Doesn't give up a bunch of home runs.
0-2 on Jose Tabata. Got a piece of him. He's 2 for his last 27. Billingsley has been real good at Dodger Stadium the early going. 3 starts at home, an earned run average of 171. 4 starts on the road, an earned run average of 620.
Welcome to Pittsburgh. Well, we're not that far from Defiance, Ohio, are we?
No.
You have a chip on your shoulder if you're from Defiance, Ohio?
I think so.
Last 4 starts, he's had a chip on his shoulder. He's only given up 6 earned runs in his last 4 starts. He's been pitching very well without a lot to show for it. Several no decisions. This is start number 8, just 2-1.
Hit the other way, but again, it's going to be Ethier.
Think he can catch 30 in a row?
No.
All right. Would that be part of the
good
FIP?
Thought.
Yeah, that's part of the FIP, isn't
That's
it?
right. Billingsley now faces Garrett Jones. Jones hitting .259 with 6 homers, 12 runs batted in. One on Garrett Jones.
Nothing tricky about Billingsley. Good live fastball and a slider. Kind of a cut fastball slider that he throws a lot. Probably the fastball right there, 90 miles an hour. You don't see too many 90-mile-an-hour sliders. It's way up high on the chart.
Jones fouls off the fastball, 1-2. Pinch hitter in yesterday's game. Jones started against Bud Norris on Saturday night and was 1 for 4.
Well, what a game it was yesterday, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, just electrified the crowd when Ryan Domet ran into that ball and hit it out of here. Just a great, great moment.
A lot of fun. There he is. Ryan Domet.
Got rid
Curtain
of a lot
call,
of
Steve.
Yeah, got rid of a lot of the red beard. Yep, they had him out there, and fans loving it. And number 41 was loving it too. It's a pretty neat thing when they call you out there. Fans want to see you one more time after doing what he just did.
Stays at 2-2 on Jones. We remember what Garrett Jones did against these Dodgers opening day last year, don't we? Here at PNC Park.
Bang, bang.
Talk about electric moment and electrifying the crowd. Garrett Jones became the 5th Pirate to homer twice on opening day. Pirates pounded the Dodgers last year in a fly ball to right field. And speak of the devil, Garrett Jones. Nope, it's going to be a double. They're going to call it for now a double. Well, we may see Clint Hurdle emerge and ask for a review.
Got to come out.
Calling it for now a double. Did the fan reach over? Calling it fan interference. Or did it clear? So for the time being, it's a double for Garrett Jones, as Hurdle will go to the second base umpire, Jim Reynolds. And
okay, what can we see here?
They're going to review it. Regardless of what we see, they are going to review it. Tim Welke and the umpiring crew will head down into the runway, into the tunnel. What do you see?
The green sleeves.
I think it's a double.
It's so close to that yellow line. You see the chain link fence and then the yellow line above it. It has to clear that.
Look at Dan Potash seeing if he can find something out.
It's so tough when they reach across the yellow line.
That's a double. I'll be shocked if they overrule that. But we'll see. Again, Tim Welke, the crew chief. They go down there and review it.
You see the guy in the green sleeves reaching over. It goes back to New York.
Yep.
Everything goes back to New York.
Yep. Pirates have had several plays reviewed since instant replay was first brought on the scene in 2008. This is the 10th play in Pirates history that has been reviewed.
Boy, it's close, Greg. It's close.
But is it overwhelming, Steve? Do you think the evidence tells you that the umpire didn't make the initial right call? Does that overrule it? I don't think so. It's close. We'll see. They come out, they emerge, and drum roll. It's a double.
Okay.
Stays at second. I frankly think that's the right call. For now, replay in baseball used to determine fair or foul, fan interference, or ball leaving the playing field. Managers can't demand a replay review. Decision to reverse a call is made by the crew chief. After review, the crew chief returns to the field, signals the final call. Decisions made by the crew chief final, can't be argued or protested by either team. There's talk about expanding replay. Strike on Neil Walker. And the home plate umpire, Andy Fletcher. Tim Welke is the crew chief. That was his call. Jim Reynolds at second. Mike DeMuro is the third base umpire.
That close to having a tie ball game.
Billingsley jumps out ahead of Neil Walker, 0-2.
You would expect Billingsley to have some power. 6'1", that's not tremendously tall, but 240 pounds. There's a lot of body behind that fastball.
In the air. It's a shallow left. Sands makes the catch. So a little first inning drama. Garrett Jones gets the double off the very top of the Clemente wall. 1-0 Dodgers. who interfered with it, didn't come down and get all huffy. I mean, you can understand a fan's reaction to that.
Yep. Pretty easy to pick the guy out in that green outfit, wasn't it?
Fly ball toward McCutcheon in right center. It's 1 pitch, 1 out. Jerry Sands flies out to right center. Jeff Karstens gave up the run in the first. Rod Barajas comes to the plate hitting .216. 6 homers, 13 runs batted in.
It's a pretty good early production from the number 8 spot.
Replacing, of course, Russell Martin, who was non-tendered, became a free agent, signed with the Yankees. Barajas, 35 years old, from Ontario, California. Oh, 1.
Yeah, these Dodgers, as you said, 16 and 19, but only 3.5 in back of Colorado. The Rockies are in a bit of a skid, having lost 4 in a row.
Oh, 2 on the veteran backstop. Pirates were 3-4 against the Dodgers last season. They've won 5 of the last 7 games played here at PNC Park. Reaching out, bouncing it to Alvarez. Bobble recovers and throws and gets him.
Found the handle on it. It's got to get your heart going a little bit. Dead ball goes up and you're reaching out, hoping you get the throwing hand around it right there. Oh my goodness, I've got it. Because the AGH cam tells me I've got it. That in between hop and the strong arm.
And this ball into the gap in left center field by Chad Billingsley, the Dodgers pitcher. Doubles with 2 outs here in the second.
Didn't Karstens give up a home run to an opposing pitcher either last time out or a couple starts ago?
Yeah, Latos homered off him in San Diego. Another look, solid double to left center field by Chad Billingsley. Back to the top of the order in Jamie Carroll. Billingsley, his second hit in 12 at bats this season. Two 2-0 on Jamie Carroll. Dodgers pick up 1 in the first, collecting 3 hits. Now the pitcher doubles with 2 outs. Bounce towards Cedeno. And that retires the Dodgers. Karstens leaves a man on. Lyle Overbay will lead off the home half of the second. see every Pirates game live or on demand on your computer and your favorite devices. Visit Pirates.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere. Game 1 of 4 against the Dodgers.
It'll be interesting to see how this series plays out, Greg, in a lot of different ways, including the closer situation for the Dodgers with Jonathan Broxton out on the disabled list. Vicente Padilla currently working out of the bullpen. Not perhaps 100% of the time coming in, but he's doing most of it. He's got the only other 2 saves that the Dodgers have recorded.
Strike on Overbay. The pitching staff for the Dodgers currently ranks 12th in terms of earned run average. Overall, the staff ERA is .430, 12th in the National League.
That's not like the Dodgers.
Well, 16 teams in the National League. The Pirates 7th in terms of earned run average at .361. Braves lead everybody.
The Pirates did a world of good to their team ERA over the weekend with their starters especially. Mulholland, Morton, and McDonald. Tremendous starting pitching in the 3 games against the Astros.
Two and two, the count on Lyle Overbay. .228 average, couple of homers, 12 runs batted in for the first baseman. He's caught looking.
First strikeout, and Billingsley came into the game averaging darn near a strikeout per inning.
Ryan Doman to the plate.
We expect this kind of welcome. The fans have fresh in their memory the 3-run shot yesterday to win the ball game.
He's 5 for 9 in his career against Billingsley. As we said at the outset, his first time he's had back-to-back starts behind the plate since Snyder's return April the 14th. The scene yesterday. He came to the plate with 2 on, 1 out. Bucks down 2, 3-run homer, 5-4 victory after the Bucks sealed it, and the curtain call for Ryan Doman.
And you could see when he hit the ball, he took 2 steps and he knew it was gone.
Chops this one over the mound. Shortstop coming in. Nicely done by Jamie Carroll.
On the short hop. No real issue involved getting it over to first base.
So Doman retired, 2 outs. Rafael Furcal is on the disabled list. They have 6 players, I believe, on the DL. Steve mentioned Broxton, Casey Blake, Jay Gibbons, Marcus Timms. Hector Jimenez have been with the Buccos organization. Speaking of injuries, our HEH Sports Medicine injury update. Jonathan Broxton on the DL, bone spur in the right elbow, will not throw for 2 to 3 weeks. Furcal could begin rehabbing this week. Broke his left thumb. Alvarez gets a piece. Clint Hurdle said, I think he's probably at about 90%. Just a tick below 100.
Well, if you hit it far enough, you don't have to run very much.
Popping in Hurdle talked about Alvarez's tremendous work ethic today, and sometimes almost too much. And what Hurdle has tried to do in the past with some players to put a number on the swings a guy will take in the cages for early BP. Little flair, broken bat foul. In other words, you get 50 swings figured out in 50.
Much like a pitching situation, you get 50 pitches to work on.
The broken bat.
There's some kindling there.
That was destroyed. Shattered.
That far down, that break far down, you hope it's not involved where he holds the bat in his hands. You could get a piece of that pointed part of the bat into your hand, and then you've got some real problems.
Rocket right to Loney. A 1-2 pitch. Alvarez smokes it to the first baseman. 1-2-3. When we come back, we'll hear from Dan Potash here on Root Sports.
Dodgers may be a little bit more challenging than your average job for a first-year manager. Of course, Major League Baseball taking over control of the Dodgers back on April 22nd due to financial concerns regarding owner Frank McCourt. Earlier, I spoke to Xavier Paul, who began the season with the Dodgers, about his former teammates and if they are trying to have a little, difficulty focusing on the game out in L.A.
It doesn't really seem like it's having too much of an effect on them, especially on the field. And it doesn't seem like they've been talking about it much in the clubhouse. So I don't think it's going to play a big part as to how their season turns out.
Well, so far, guys, it's been business as usual, though there have been rumors that the Dodgers may not be able to make their payroll at the end of the month, which is just about $8 million or $8.25 million, though Major League Baseball would cover that if the Dodgers could not. Nonetheless, Greg and Steve, I'm still happy to be back with you.
We're happy to have you back.
Any rumor about the Pirates payroll, Dan?
Any rumor about what? I'm sorry?
The Pirates payroll. We okay?
As far as I know.
Good.
You know what?
Less than a week away.
I do know you're okay, Steve.
That's what I was asking
Okay.
about. Thank you.
Aaron Miles at the plate, 2-2.
I think we're okay, Greg.
That sounds like it. Base hit. Miles 2 for 2. Dodgers were 80 and 82 last year. Andre Ethier singled in the first, a hit and run single, as the Pirates had Neil Walker covering. A bit unusual for a left-hand hitter, have the second baseman cover second, but that's what happened, and Ethier put it right through the right side.
Well, you're looking right down the barrel now, Ethier and Kemp, those imposing batting averages with nobody out and a runner on first base. Challenge for Jeff Karstens.
Strike on Ethier.
First time up, he threw really a couple really good pitches to Andre. The change up and then a good breaking ball down and in. But well, this guy's having that kind of year, at least to this point. He's just been red hot.
Hits his ball left field. Back is Tabata. Ethier is the first out of this third inning. It'll bring up Matt Kemp. We want to pass along our thoughts, prayers, and condolences to the Art Patterson family, longtime season ticket holder. Art Patterson passed away recently, survived by his wife Helen, his children, grandchildren, and the entire Pirates family. So, big loss. We'll miss Art Patterson.
Indeed.
Here at many games over the last decade. Matt Kemp struck out in the first. One ball, no strikes the count. 1-0 count on Kemp.
Important that Jeff Karstens keeps track of the base runners, because word has been getting around everybody trying to run on the Pirates. Not everybody, but there's been a good bit of stolen base attempt action. Can't forget about them.
It's driven hard. McCutchen back. And McCutchen makes the catch.
He was able to
toward first base, and a double play.
Yep. Oh.
Yeah, he catches up to it and turns it into an inning-ending double play.
Had trouble written all over it. Thought when the ball left the bat it had a chance to get out of there. Andrew didn't quit on it, wasn't afraid of the wall, and it turns into a double play. Wonderful play.
The top of this third inning. And there's a liner to center field by Cedeno. That's a nice start.
Yep.
Take another look at the catch.
And this ball slicing away from him. And then good work. Hit the cutoff man. Cutoff man's where he's supposed to be.
Whoops, Aaron Miles.
is in a bad place. The reversal.
Why does he look back, Steve?
Yeah. Somebody chasing.
Why do you look back?
Well, you know you've got problems. You're looking anywhere for some help. Somebody help
you
me.
Look back like, what good is that going to do you?
What? 8-4-3.
Nicely done.
He's
a good guy, Aaron Miles, by the way.
That was going to be a 2-0 lead with the Dodgers still in business.
He was miles away from where he should have been.
Yes, he was.
Karstens gets the bunt down foul. Talked about the progress the Pirates have made in this area. Pitchers seem to be doing a better job early going this season of getting these sacrifice bunts down. But he stabs and misses, and now he's in the hole 0-2.
Not a bad tactic for a pitcher to use against somebody trying to bunt. Go upstairs with a fastball. Sometimes you won't get the bat up quick enough. You'll miss like Jeff did, or you'll have the bat on the bottom half of the ball and it'll be fouled back.
Going to square again. See if he can get it down. Nope, he's going to swing away. Seen the Pirates try this now and again. Clint Hurdle was asked today about yesterday's game whether he thought about just letting James McDonald keep the bat on his shoulders rather than swing away and hit into an inning-ending double play with the bases loaded in the 4th inning. Pirates led 2-0 at the time, and Karstens not able to get the job done.
Worth another look, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
It's a double play. You're able to have fun with it. He does catch up with Aaron Miles away.
That'll be a shot in one of the papers tomorrow, guaranteed, Steve, right?
Yeah. It has to be. Perfect.
Right? Click there.
You know, you've got such a long trip, and Miles, he knows he's in trouble. Oh, my goodness, he catches. Now what do I do?
Cedeno at first. 1 out. McCutchen fly to right in the 1st inning. Andy Fletcher, home plate umpire. Him peering through that mask. One ball, one strike.
You know, we talk about wanting Pedro Alvarez to get it going with the bat. That's for sure, but you want these two guys at the top of the batting order to get it going too. Both McCutchen and Tabata.
Fly ball to right.
Pretty much like the first at bat for Andrew.
2 outs. And Tabata, who flied to right, comes to the plate. Tabata now with 2 hits in his last 28 at bats. Billingsley, as Steve said, from Defiance, Ohio, and Defiance High School. Teammate of Jonathan Neese, the Mets pitcher at Defiance High School. And a ball taken.
We talk about several Pirates need to get the bats going. We haven't been scoring too much, and you know the ebb and flow of a major league season. You can have pitchers carrying you for a while. You can have hitters carrying you for a while. And lately it's been the pitchers. But at some point, you know, pitching staff is not going to run the table for a season. You've got to have some offensive help. Let them relax and catch their breath a little bit, so you don't go night after night having to outpitch somebody. Just the same way you don't want to go night after night having to out-hit somebody. So you need the mix. You know, everybody loves a 15-0 game because then you get the hitting and the pitching. But boy, you'd love to average some of that out too. The night you don't need runs, hey, let's save them for tomorrow. Can't write that script. Take them when you get them.
2-0. Billingsley's last start against the Cubs. 7 innings, 1 run, 4 hits. A no decision. Dodgers lost 4-1.
He has racked up an 11 strikeout game so far this year. He's been up in the teens a couple times in his career.
And he falls behind 3-0.
Last shot you saw, they call it a beauty shot of the Pittsburgh skyline across the river. Just a pretty time of day. Yeah, that's nice. Framed by the screen and the netting. Neat look.
4-pitch walk. 2 on, 2 out for Garrett Jones. If you've got a question, now's the time to ask it. Grab your cell phone, text the keyword booth, followed by your question and your name to 412-412. And Steve just might answer it on the air. We'll ask Steve the question of the night following the 7th inning stretch. Do it now. Booth, followed by your question and name to 412-412. Text the booth on Root Sports.
Just think of our area code. 412 twice.
That's a good idea. I wonder if that's coincidental.
Isn't that unique?
Jones came inches away from a home run. He's hit 6 on the season. Last 20 games batting .304. 5 of his 6 home runs have come in the last 20 games. One of his home runs here this season at PNC Park. 2-0. How about getting a nice meaty fastball here, Steve, for him?
I was just thinking about that. He's in a good spot.
As you said, Billingsley has been stingy, giving up the long ball.
Just 3 this year.
Just 8 last year. Ground ball headed up the middle, and that will tie it. Garrett G.I. Jones singles to tie it at 1 as Cedeno scores from second.
How about a seeing eye ground ball? Just out of everybody's reach, just past the pitcher, just in between Carroll and Miles. Innocent little ground ball up the middle for a run. Well, you don't need to hold on to the bat.
He's got the handle. The broken bat single to center has tied it at 1.
Innocent little ground ball. Just past Billingsley. He thought he had a shot at it, and then the Pirates plate their first run.
Neil Walker has a 6-game hitting streak going. His dad is back here tonight. Tom. Mom and Dad both here.
Yeah.
Won the count. And this one will be caught by the shortstop Carroll. Soft line drive out there. Walker retires, but Garrett Jones ties it with the base hit. 1-1.
sponsored by Toyota. Buy right the first time and save more. Visit your local Toyota dealer for details. And by AT&T. Let's go Bucks!
We're back even, 1-1 as we go to the top of the fourth. Jeff Carson's against Juan Uribe, James Loney, and Jerry Sands.
Uribe, fly ball to right.
Got a man there.
Another one pitch, one out. That's the case in the second inning. And now our AT&T Mobility trivia question. Steve, are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay. Who was the last Pirate to have a hit streak of 25 games or more?
I'll get on it right away.
Okay. You gonna write down your guess like you like to do?
I will.
All right.
Don't rush me, please.
Yep. Ball one on James Loney, who flied to center field in the first. Have your answer yet?
Yep.
Writing it down in red or bouncing ball. Nice pick up there by Neil Walker.
Oh, Mom and Dad like that play.
Tom and Carolyn watching from the stands as we showed you earlier, and son Neil putting that one away.
Up toward the back part of second base on the backhand side.
Took a little hop at the last, didn't it?
Yep. Keep that glove down. We'd love to have the youngsters watch that play on the AGH cam. You don't miss a thing on the AGH cam.
Nope.
There's no hiding.
Nope.
No hiding. It's all there.
Nice story from Ron Cook in the Post-Gazette today about Neil Walker's season. Strike on Jerry Sands. As Walker continues to make strides offensively and defensively. 0-2.
He's an easy young man to root for. He really is. Pittsburgh fans have really taken a liking to him. No surprise. Absolutely no surprise.
One and two.
Well, there's one thing when we talk about the lack of offense, the Pirate Bats aren't doing what they're capable of doing right now. They will. They'll get better. But, well, they're not. You just got to out-pitch people, and that's what the Pirates have been doing.
Routine play there for Walker. Nicely done for Jeff Karstens. A quick one after his team tied it with a run in the bottom of the third. Head to the bottom of the fourth, 1-1. all-you-can-eat seats. For just $35, $5 more on the day of the game, you get an outfield reserve ticket. Plus, all-you-can-eat nachos, hamburgers, hot dogs, popcorn, pretzels, peanuts, ice cream, soda. Go back for more food and drink as often as you like. Go to Pirates.com/all-you-can-eat. Lyle Overbay struck out looking his first time up. Two 2-0 on Overbay.
Good control by Billingsley's first 7 starts. No more than 3 walks in any one of those. Pitching pretty much like you would want a guy taken in the first round to pitch early in his career. This will be Major League season number 6 by the time the dust settles. Coming in with just over, a little over 4 years. 61 and 42.
Two and two.
You got to feel like every major league hitter that gets about 400 or 500 at bats is going to wear a shin guard at some time during the season. You know, a guy's had a bad week when he comes up to the plate with a shin guard on each foot and he's not the catcher.
That's a bad week. The other way, a little pop up. Carroll makes the play. Overbay is retired on a pop up to short. Brings up Ryan Doman. He bounced to short his first time. Billingsley has allowed 3 hits. Clint Hurdle said again today that he doesn't have anything set in stone, etched in stone, in terms of what the breakdown will be with this catching tandem. But it does make sense to reward a player who had such a good game yesterday.
Yeah, especially when he's hitting .556 off tonight's starter.
Yeah, that also makes sense. 5 for 9, 5 for 10 now. Snyder just 3 hits and 22 career at bats against Billingsley.
A couple ding dongs, a couple home runs. Nice to have a choice.
Line drive, right field, and Doman has a 1-out single.
Range, resources, strike zone. Where are we here? Slow curveball, outside part of the plate, slow enough where Ryan Doman can turn it back around. Pedro Alvarez, we all know he has a long swing. You know, it almost puts you in mind at times like, I'm drawing a blank. Our first baseman, come on.
Current?
Adam LaRoche. I went blank. Yeah, a long one like, but it's all about timing. You can have a long swing if your timing is good.
Right, sure.
And Adam has put together a nice career doing just that. And Pedro's going to have a way to he's going to have to find a way to either shorten up a little bit or get his timing right on that big long swing. Either one, either approach works. Searching there for Adam, and I was thinking third base. I couldn't come up with Andy or. So.
I'm guessing you didn't guess the trivia question answer after those comments. Let's see what you read. Oh my goodness. Do you care if I announce what you wrote?
No. A legitimate guess.
Sure it is. I don't want to give it away.
You just
with your answer. I mean,
what do you want from me here?
If I hear that answer and I'm watching at home, I'm going, oh darn it! I thought I had it. That's of course it's.
Now, all right, I'm going to cross that out. That was kind of lighthearted.
Yes.
I know Walkie didn't hit him 25.
The Mendoza line. Oh. Ball 4. 4-pitch walk to Alvarez. Of course, Andre Ethier's hitting streak came to an end at 30. Leads us to this question. Who was the last Pirate to have a hit streak of 25 games or more? Steve, his guess is Barry Bonds. The answer is Kenny Lofton had a 26-gamer in 2003. Hit .406 during that stretch. 5 homers, scored 27 runs. Kenny Lofton, the longest hitting streak by a Pirate, in fact, since 1900. That still stands, the Kenny Lofton hit streak.
Would that have been your guess, Kenny Lofton?
That would have been my guess, yes.
So I'm thinking you're not eligible, but I respect your accuracy there.
Cedeno singled and scored in the 3rd. He has hit safely in 9 of his last 10 games. He's also gone 19 straight games without an error. As we've been saying for a couple of days, he leads all Major League shortstops in assists. Adds to that total tonight.
Now, is that a reflection on his ability or the Pirate pitcher's abilities to hit ground balls to the shortstop?
That's both.
All right.
Fly ball toward right. Into right center field is Ethier. Runner at second base, Doma tags. Goes to 3rd. Goes up 90 feet. Root Sports is online at rootsports.com with exclusive player interviews and more. Stay connected with our favorite local teams at rootsports.com. Jeff Karstens failed to get a bunt down after the leadoff hit in the 3rd by Cedeno. Now we're here in the 4th. They're runners at the corners. Karstens can battle Billingsley and at least put the ball in play and see what happens. Looking for his first career ribby, Steve. 6 for 80 at the plate in his Major League career.
Well, I still go back to that game against Randy Johnson. We got 2 knocks off the big unit. Second start, I think, for the Pirates. His first one against the Cubs. Almost as good.
Oh, in the dirt, and that's where the Domet moving up 90 feet can pay off, of course.
Yeah, I just took a look at Billingsley, wild pitches career. Last year, just 4. He cleaned up that aspect because the year before he had 14. And that's a nice stop by Barajas. And now Rick Honeycutt wants to come over and talk to Mr. Billingsley.
Interesting, isn't it? When was the last time you saw a pitching coach go to the mound to talk to his pitcher facing his opposing pitcher? I mean, especially with a guy like Karstens.
Well, he might be going out and say, "Hey, listen,
quit messing around.
Yeah, you know who?
This guy.
You know the deal here. Come on.
What are you doing? You almost cost yourself a run."
4 wild pitches last year, 14 the year before. And that was a really good stop because that ball, that was like a 55-footer in front of Barajas.
Two and one on Karstens. fastball, 2-2.
Now he's got him in a tough spot. Was 2-0, now 2-2, and the pendulum has swung. That trip to the mound reminds me of a Bill Burton story. We'll get into it later on if we can, about trips to the mound with a Pirate pitcher against the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Two, 3-2. Maybe you'll have a moment, Steve,
Yeah,
after the next pitch.
That may or may not be a good thing for our audience, but we'll run it out there. We've never let that get in the way.
No, sir. Three-two count on Karstens. Got him. 3-2, struck him out, 3 Ks. We'll move to the 5th inning here in Pittsburgh. You're watching the Buccos and the Dodgers on Root Sports.
Let's go Bucks!
And we check out this day in Pirates history, the World Series championship season of 1979. May the 9th, there are 4 bench-clearing brawls, 2 grand slams. Gary Matthews for the Braves, John Miller for the Pirates. Buccos win a wild one, 17-9. Substitute umpires eject 5 players.
4 managers.
I don't know how they got 4.
Well, 2 got ejected.
That's right.
Bingo. 2 more, you're gone.
Dave Parker grabbed Gene Garber after Parker was hit by a pitch, and Milner followed with the grand slam. That umpire strike would be settled shortly thereafter, after 45 days and 474 games. Boy, you remember that season, Steve, when proof that these umpires on the field currently, the big league umpires, the pro umpires, are the best in the game.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And nothing against the college umps that they tried to use as substitutes, but there was chaos the first couple of months of 1979. And just, again, further proof that these men are the best, I think, in all sports.
No doubt. There's no doubt.
By the way, speaking of 1979, while we have a moment, your good buddy, Tony Barterome.
Anthony.
Who was the trainer of that 1979 team. Ball ripped foul by Barajas.
And 71 team.
Yep, 71 and 79 teams. The trainer, the former Pirate first baseman. 79th birthday today, 79th.
Yep. Grew up in the Hill District. Tony Barterome, Pittsburgh native. One of my dear friends, and just a good person. A true Pittsburgh Pirate. Grew up in the Hill District with Bobby Del Greco, the Greek.
And a Pirate true and true, right? Yep. Tony Barterome.
Yep. Used to go in and see him. Tony, he says, see your family doctor. Get out of here. I'm busy with the players.
Watching down in Bradenton, I'm sure, tonight. Happy birthday, Tony.
Yep. And Carol, hope you're doing well, too. His wife, Carol Bartolome, and Anthony Jr.
Thanks to the guys in the trailer, the truck, for that little tribute to Tony Bartolome. 1-2 on Barajas.
One of the best friends that Chuck Tanner ever had, too, by the way.
Bouncing ball headed up the middle, and Barajas on a 1-2 pitch singles to center. So the Dodgers had the situation that the Pirates had in the third. The 8-man singled. Billingsley will try and move up Barajas.
Well, let's see if Carson's going to return the favor and strike him out.
They were working on bunts today, coverage.
Oh, perfect bunt.
Domet yelling second, or thought I heard second. Obviously the play is to first base. They were working on bunt coverage today. And Clint Hurdle talked about that play yesterday, Steve, where the catcher, Humberto Quintero, was at second base. Watch this. Takes off and he will score. On a bunt to third, Brandon Wood throws to Neil Walker. His throw back to the plate is late.
A lot of aspects to this play. First of which, you see Wood hesitate, but he has to hesitate because Neil Walker is still on his way over to first base. So the throw didn't get to first base in time and then never got back to home plate in time. And also combined with that, Quintero running on the play, and he never hesitated to come around third base.
So 3 breakdowns essentially then. The pitcher not looking the runner back, Brandon Wood not glancing, and Neil Walker kind of freezing and late to cover first. So they were working on all that today for a good hour plus out on the field early this afternoon. Jamie Carroll takes a strike. About 3 o'clock, Clint Hurdle had the players working on all different aspects of bunt coverage.
One thing that made it a little bit difficult, a third baseman charging in, it's hard for him to look back at that runner if the runner's behind him. Because you do that, it now costs you maybe a half a second or second, but then you have to refocus, find your play back at first base.
Fly ball to center, 2 outs.
The one thing you do is you give credit to Quintero for never breaking stride. And it's easy to blame Brandon Wood for hesitating on the throw, but if Neil's not to first base, he can't throw over there yet. I mean, he can't throw it to Neil halfway, or on his way over to first base.
As Clint Hurdle said, really kind of the perfect storm. I mean, 3 different things happened there to create that play. But as he also said, hey, we've messed this up too many times. It can't happen. Bottom line, a bunt to third shouldn't score the guy from second base. So that's why he had him out there working at that aspect. Team defense.
See if Jeff Carson can get out of this little mini mess in a 1-1 ball game.
Miles 2 for 2. Lined the ball off of Karsten's glove in the first and singled the other way in the third.
So who do you point the finger at in that kind of situation? Well, as you said, it's a perfect storm. A lot of things going on. But if Neil is over there, I don't know if he was playing close enough, but he gets over there quicker, then Brandon doesn't hesitate. The throw gets to first base, and Quintero probably has to stop at third. Maybe make a big turn, but I don't know if he can go at that point. The Pirates won the ball game.
2-1 on Miles. Two outs, runner at second. Domet working behind the plate tonight for Karstens. Strike 2.
love to get Miles because then you don't have to face Ethier and Kemp looking down the barrel at that. Let them lead off the 6th.
Pop-up. Cedeno should be easy. It is. And Jeff Karsten's having a nice start tonight. 1 run in 5 innings. Tied at 1. Here's first rounder Jamison Tyone. Another good outing. His 3rd start, 5 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, no walks, 5 strikeouts, no walks his last 2 starts. And through 3 starts, an earned run average of 164.
We will be tracking him for quite some time.
Top of the batting order, McCutchen has flied out to right field twice.
Well, since the Pirates, you guys came home from that last trip, we have been playing these kind of ball games. Pirates broke through yesterday and scored 5, and they broke through the other night and got 3 more. But they've been tight ball games early and on into the 5th, 6th, 7th innings.
Another pop-up. This time out at shallow right center is the second baseman Miles. McCutchen has popped up 3 times.
In that direction. And some late offensive breakthroughs, but tight stuff. The 6th and 7th innings.
Tabata has flied to right and walked.
Hoping for good things here with 1 out in the bottom of the 5th, but you know, the Pirates have been watching Jeff Karsten's after the 5th inning, and so far so good. Just 1 run in 5 innings. That's terrific. But his outings this year have shown it to be a little shaky in the 6th and 7th, so they'll watch him. Nothing wrong so far. He's doing a terrific job. But after the 5th, keep a close eye on him. There are those terrific numbers. And once again, the control has been very, very good.
Talking to James McDonald. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Tabata. He's whacked the ball off his foot a couple of times, it would appear. Bounce to third. 5-3 on the put out. Uribe over to Loney. Garrett Jones 2 for 2. His first at bat. He nearly tied the game with his 7th home run of the season, in case you missed it earlier.
Yep, and this wound up involving Mr. Greensleeves. The guy in green. The guy in green.
There's Mr. Greensleeves.
And not only the Pirates didn't get the home run, but the guy didn't catch the ball.
They reviewed it, the umpiring crew, and the play stood as a double. Shift is on against Garrett Jones, and he hits the ball the other way. Jerry Sands. 7-pitch inning for Chad Billingsley. So back to work for Jeff Karstens. 1-1.
Welcome back to PNC Park, and the Dodgers wearing the number 4 on their sleeves this season to pay tribute to Duke Snider, who passed away back in February. Of course, Duke did some great things on the baseball field, and that includes Forbes Field, where he hit a home run that went over the right center field wall at Forbes that was at least 436 feet but was still going. He was just the second man to do so back in 1956. And guys, I can one-up that thanks to the man that is sitting next to me. I want to introduce you to Joe Gabriel Sr. You're 90 years old, and you were at Forbes Field in 1935, and you saw Babe Ruth hit not 1, not 2, but all 3 home runs, including the one that went over the wall.
That's right. The crowd went wild at that time, but it was amazing. It was amazing. We don't believe anybody could do what he did, but the way he strutted up to the plate, and you know, and he just waited, and
well, he's hit some pretty big home runs in his time, but that may be remembered by some, but it was never on TV.
It was never on TV before, never. But guess what? The Babe was in a class all by himself. That's all I have to say about that.
Now, Joe Jr., he was 15 years old when he saw this. I'm sure you've heard some pretty good stories throughout your lifetime when he's kind of reenacted the moment.
It's funny, but when you're Little League playing baseball, most people try to, Dave Parker, this or that. I had to swing like Babe Ruth because, so it was kind of, tough shoes to fill. But the stories, listening to him, learning from him, it was amazing. But I've always heard that last one cleared the roof in right field, and his brother, Jimmy, right, that Uncle Jibo,
yeah, James.
Actually took him to the game. I think you were, 15 at the time?
Yeah.
15 years old?
Well, 90 and still going strong and enjoying the Buccos this afternoon or this evening. Thanks for coming out.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thanks for having us.
I'm glad to be here.
Guys, pretty awesome, huh?
Oh, I'll say.
It's great to have them here. Absolutely. The Babe was bigger than life, wasn't he?
Yeah, boy.
And
Good stuff there from Joe Gabriel Sr.
Yep. And the Duke of Flatbush.
Yep.
He's the Duke of Flatbush.
Willie, Mickey, and the Duke. There's 3 great center fielders playing in that city at one time, huh? 0-1 the count. After Ethier struck out to start the inning, Matt Kemp. Duke Snyder. Mickey Mantle with the Yankees. Willie Mays with the Giants. Duke Snyder, Brooklyn Dodgers.
And they bolted out of Brooklyn west to California. The Giants followed.
That's why it's so bizarre, Steve, to see what this Dodger franchise is going through right now.
I mean, one of the storied franchises in all of baseball history. One of the most glamorous.
Don Mattingly, his first year as manager, replacing Joe Torre.
You know, Frank Sinatra made so many great songs, but one of the obscure songs they made, Once There Was a Ballpark Here, and it was kind of a...
There used to be a ballpark right here.
Yep, and it was an ode to Ebbets Field.
Mattingly, the former Yankee great.
I never got to the Polo Grounds. I saw one game at Ebbets Field, several at Yankee Stadium. A treat to go into the big city and watch those games under the big lights.
3-2 count on Kemp. A big first out for Karstens. This is a big inning for him. Steve talked about how his pitch count goes up in the increase in innings. It's been kind of a question mark around Karstens.
But he's been efficient. I mean,
he's
73, yeah. But he has hit a wall, and certainly no reason to have any concern right now. Especially
this will help.
This.
On the 3-2 pitch, on the 74th pitch, you talk about the pitches, and
I'll tell you, he is the Maytag repairman. Need a starter? Got you covered.
Yep,
Just
Mr.
call.
Handyman.
Just give him a call.
First 75 pitches, opponents bat .250 against him. Then .538.
Right.
This will be his 75th pitch coming up.
But there's no guarantee that ratio is going to continue. It's just been the history.
And what's great for Karstens having a start like this, there is all kinds of speculation going on. What with Brad Lincoln having another good start yesterday, that should Karstens scuffle, that Lincoln would be a guy to replace him. But for my money, Karstens is one of my favorite pitchers, because, Steve, I know how much this means to a pitching coach, to a manager. I know how much you appreciate the fact that this guy has been through it all. I mean, he's been taken off the 40-man roster, and then, comes to spring training without a job, whatever you want. Starter, long relief, short relief, whatever it might be, he'll take the ball without complaint.
Gets the call on this fastball just off the outside corner. Ball be out of play. Yeah, you love to have guys like that. And, I don't have anything to do with any decisions. That's obvious. But if I've got a guy who's doing a job like Jeff Karstens at the major league level, I don't need to look at AAA. Now, I understand if he scuffles, he's still valuable in the bullpen. I understand that thinking, and I respect it. But, I like Jeff Karstens out there.
I think they like him a lot. I think the Pirates do, too. Still 2-2 on Juan Uribe, who has singled in a run and flied to right. He's just so matter-of-fact about it.
Yeah.
I'll do my job, whatever that is.
Refreshing.
And almost got him to offer quick appeal, which has been kind of a Pirate trademark this year from the catchers. You'll notice them time and time again. A real quick appeal.
Try to sell it right away. The longer you wait to ask for the sale, the less times you're going to get it.
And that's another aspect, a small one, that has kind of frustrated fans over the years. Ball 4. Why not go ahead and appeal it?
First walk.
Times in the past where
Yeah,
looked like a guy
nothing to
offered.
lose.
Nobody asks, nobody does anything. Well, now they're quick to ask for that appeal. So there's the walk, as Steve said, the first. Now James Loney. Another big hurdle here for Jeff Karstens. Loney has flied to center and bounced to second. Lefty's hitting .308 against Karstens this season. Right-hander's .273. Just about his career average. Splits versus lefties versus righties. 1 ball, 1 strike on Loney.
And you think the Pirates don't keep track of numbers? There's activity in the bullpen.
Doman can go out and talk to Karstens. And kind of 1-1 on Loney. Look at the splits. But he's now into the 80s in terms of the pitch count. And Mike Crotta. One ball, 1 strike on Loney. Tie game at 1. 2 outs. 1-2.
You know, there's a lot to like when you run across a guy that just does his job and doesn't say much. And, you know, you can say it goes along with this town. It goes along with any town. But, you know, well, you want a case in point? Bill Mazeroski didn't say much, but everybody kind of liked him.
Check swing and another quick appeal. 2-2 on Loney.
Yeah, and that's a good call. And you see your first and third base umpire backing up the guy at home plate, and rightfully so. These particular 2 occasions.
Loney has struck out only 18 times this season. Dodgers team leaders in the strikeout department. Uribe, 30 punch outs. Tony Gwynn Jr. has struck out 30 times, and Rod Barajas has struck out 29 times.
What's that 30, around that 30 number again?
Yeah, it's a theme.
1 more out, Jeff.
Another foul ball for Jeff Karstens. He's making his 5th start and 8th appearance of the season tonight. Last time out against the Padres, he pitched into the 5th inning. And no decision in the Pirates' 3-2 loss.
His best 2 starts number 2 and 3. Did a good job against both Washington and the Giants.
Pitched into the 7th inning against the Nationals, April 23rd. Another 2-2 pitch, and now it's 3-2. It was part of the story this season is the Pirates pitching. And what a story. Since April 25th, in fact, as we look at our Barrel Automotive League leaders, the Pirates' 3rd best earned run average in the National League in that time, behind the Giants and the Braves. Barrel.com, definitely worth the click.
Big pitch right here for Jeff.
And a liner to right. Puts runners at first and third.
A little bobble out in right field, but Tim Walk, third base coach for the Dodgers, holding up Uribe coming around third base. And now a decision for Clint Hurdle.
Clint Hurdle poised, and he's going to make a change. 90 pitches thrown by Karstens, and the 90th will be his last. And another fine start from Jeff Karstens. He got the first 2 outs in this inning, then walked Uribe and gave up the single on the 3-2 pitch to James Loney. So Mike Crotta will be coming on. Karstens will get another fine ovation as Mr. Handyman gets the Bucks into the 6th inning with 2 outs. Pirates hosting the Dodgers here at PNC Park, and the Bucks and Dodgers tied at 1. 2 on, 2 outs here in the 6th. Mike Crotta coming on. And Steve, as you said, you just can't say enough about the job that Jeff Karstens has done as a Pirate, and again tonight does a fine job.
Actually, you look at him being consistent as a starter. He did a good job out of the bullpen. So nothing not to like about him. Another tight ball game at the ballpark. A lot of pitching, not a lot of offense. So you got to find a way when you're not hitting, and Jeff Karstens is part of that finding a way program for the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Karstens back in there. Mike Sandoval, assistant trainer, talking things over with him. Now Mike Crotta looks for the last out. Karstens will get a good look at it. The rookie Mike Crotta.
Tough bump in the road for Mike last time out against San Diego.
And really, with a guy like Crotta, who's a sinker ball pitcher looking for ground balls, he got 2 ground balls. Weren't hit all that hard. One was an infield single to short. The other was a bounding ball, seeing eye single up the middle. That was it. He faced those 2 batters. He was lifted, and those 2 men scored. That's why, as Neil Huntington often says, the earned run average for a relief pitcher does not tell the story. There's a chopper. 2 hops. 1 pitch for Mike Crotta for the 3rd out. The rookie Mike Crotta retires Jerry Sands. Tied at 1 on Root Sports. Pirates, Dodgers battling here on Root Sports and along the banks of the Allegheny at PNC Park. 1-1.
Under the watchful eye of the U.S. Coast Guard.
Getting to the bottom of the 6th. Game 1 of 4 against the Dodgers. Chad Billingsley facing the 4, 5, 6 men in the order for Pittsburgh. Neil Walker, followed by Lyle Overbay and Ryan Domet.
And the final line for Jeff Karstens, 5 2/3, giving up just 1 run on 7 hits. He walked 1 batter. Excellent control again. A couple of strikeouts. You don't look for a lot of strikeouts from Jeff, but you're getting a lot of good work from him.
And the Dodgers getting some good work from Billingsley. Ray Searage, Pirates pitching coach, there with Karstens. Tomorrow night, Kevin Correa opposes Ted Lilly. Game 2 of the series. Correa's 5 wins, tied for the most in the National League. Karstens continues to chat there with Searage. Overbay has struck out looking and popped to short. Bit of a milestone yesterday when the Pirates reached the 500 mark at 17-17. So the Pirates at 500, at least 34 games into a season for the first time since June 11th, 2005. They were 30-30 on June the 11th.
Talking about where you're releasing.
Two on Overbay. And Overbay strikes out for the second time. 2 up, 2 down for Billingsley.
It's a quick 7-pitch inning for the bottom of the 5th, and he's on his way to having another efficient inning as he goes soft, off-speed pitch downstairs, Lyle over top. 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the 6th, 1-1 ball game.
Second time he's gotten Lyle Overbay with his 4th strikeout of the game. Ryan Doumit owns one of the 4 Pirate hits. Takes a ball. By the way, in case you're wondering, the last time the Pirates were over 500 after 34 games in a season, May 29, 2004. Line shot, Doumit 2 for 3.
So the average plays out. 556, what, 5 for 9 coming into the game?
Yeah.
2 more than that.
Yep. Doumit's 7th hit in 12 career at bats against Billingsley.
I don't know if there's any way of explaining that sort of thing. It's just that some guys have some people's number.
Anybody ever have your number?
You want it alphabetically or by number? Mr. McCovey did pretty well over the years. There were others, Mr. Billy Williams.
And the same is true, Steve. I know when you dominate a guy, too. I mean, certain guys that you just...
Yeah, Freddie Smith back in '62.
We could look this up, you know, if you won't tell us. We will.
Yeah, I don't know if I had anybody's real number. You know, after 10 years, I felt like I had pretty good success against Henry Aaron. Because in 10 years, I probably started 4 or 5 games every year. So it's like, 50 games. He got, I think, 5 home runs off me in 10 years. But I pitched a lot against the Braves, a lot. And people, we talk about the sabermetrics. They gave me a brochure one time of every home run I gave up, where it was, how many people were on, what number it was for that particular hitter. I mean, they broke it down, and it's a neat thing to look at.
Yeah.
I have it up,
a lot of fun, actually.
Up in my office. There's a shelf in a spare bedroom.
Fly ball to center. Pedro Alvarez will be the 3rd out of this 6th inning, and we'll go on to the 7th here. Buccos and the Dodgers knotted up at 1 apiece. Pirates and the Dodgers tomorrow night, game 2 of this 4-game series. Then it's on to Milwaukee. You'll see it all on Root Sports. And we hope to see you out here at the ballpark tomorrow night for that matchup. Kevin Correa against Ted Lilly. Paul Mahalam pitches on Wednesday night against Hiroki Kuroda, and then Charlie Morton against John Garland on Thursday night. For all the Pirates, this really is a great place to hold any event, whatever it might be. And of course, a great place to watch a baseball game. In the Berg. It's a lot of fun when the weather cooperates too.
Yeah. I'll tell you, we see the bridge from this angle. When you're walking from town over this bridge, it is gorgeous. So it's gorgeous from any angle, both angles. Looking over here from downtown, or looking from here over the great skyline. Many Bridge.
Walking across there with you. Barajas 1 for 2 against the starter Karstens.
Nice to have that kind of speed on a sinking fastball, 92 miles an hour. They call it velocity, but I can say speed.
I like that. Yeah.
Okay.
You should.
And they call it command. I like control.
You're old school, Steve. You're old school. I like it. You're Mr. Tradition.
I like that in person. Respect.
Yep.
Like you do.
I try to, Steve. You know that.
Well, back to the ball game. Here we go, Mr. Crowder, 2-1 against Barajas.
Ground ball, and there's Alvarez staying on his feet and throwing out Barajas. It's a great example right there.
Yep. Body control and a nice pick. Mike Crowder appreciates that. 1-1 ball game in the 7th inning. That ball was smoked. Pedro down, gets the leather around it. After that, it's easy.
The AGH cam will show you this pretty look.
Yeah, and every third baseman would tell you it makes life easier when it's not an in-between hop. You know, a traditional hard hit bouncing ball, but not that in-between hop. So he's able to kind of make his plan as he goes down, get the leather around it.
One and one on Billingsley. He has one of the 7 Dodgers hits. It was a 1-out or 2-out double in the second.
How big is that play now? You take the bunt away from Billingsley, even though he can swing the bat a little bit. Still, that's what you want. This is where you want to be.
Billingsley has 2 hits.
Who knows? Maybe he wouldn't have been bunting.
Before, during, or after the game, stop by the Trib Total Media Hall of Fame Club here at PNC Park. It offers a full menu, plus select drink specials, the full-service bar. Don't miss celebrity bartenders, drink specials, and more all season long. And remember, the Hall of Fame Club is open to everybody, all fans. You don't need a special ticket. For more information, visit Pirates.com or just stop by the day of the game. And they're hanging out at the Hall of Fame Club right now.
Come on down. In this case, come on up.
Strike on Jamie Carroll. Line to first, bounce to short, and fly to center. Former Rocky, Jamie Carroll, 14th round pick of the Montreal Expos in 1996. Scrappy player. Down at third base coach Tim Wallach. Ground ball off the tip of Cedeno's glove.
That close to at least getting one.
First and second.
And I think if you don't have a pitcher running, that ball deflected just short enough in center field, you might have been in a situation with runners on first and third.
It looked like Clint Hurdle asked Doma to go out and buy some time as a switch hitter Aaron Miles will come up, and then it'll be Andre Ethier. So it'll be the left-hander Beimel coming on in this situation with runners at first and second and one out, a tie game. We'll be back. Donald, Joe Beimel, Joel Hanrahan, and Xavier Paul. Career numbers with the Dodgers. Joe Beimel was with the club from 06 through 08. Joel Hanrahan drafted by the Dodgers, as was Xavier Paul. J-Mac spent some time in the Dodgers uniform.
I wonder if Pirate fans will remember a prominent Dodger that came over in the mid-60s to join the Pittsburgh Pirates. Think speed.
Maury Wills. That's right. Former Dodger, and former Pirate, of course, returning to Pittsburgh, Joe Beimel, drafted by the Buccos out of Duquesne University. Runners at first and second, and facing Aaron Miles, who bats from the right side, where he is 9 for 18.
You talk about a challenge. You got those numbers, and then you got Ethier and Kemp waiting here in the top of the 7th. 1-1 ball game.
First and second, one out. Miles hitting just 194 as a left-hand hitter coming into this ball game, but then went 2 for 3 against Karstens from the left side. Jose Veras loosens in the pen.
How about the 2-hopper to Neil Walker right now?
That would be nice. Carroll is 4 for 9 in his career against Beimel.
That's
Miles.
Nice.
Miles is 0-2 the count. Now Miles, I'm sorry, is 1 for 3 against Beimel. 1 for 3.
That's better. Downstairs.
Ahead 0-2 with the veteran Aaron Miles. Ground ball to the right side. Overbay will throw to second for 1. Does Beimel get over there quickly enough? No. Close at first. Almost an inning-ending double play.
And I don't know if he has a chance to get the call on time or whether he might have straddled first base. I want to take another look at this. A shot to first base and a good feed by Lyle. I don't think Joe ever had contact with the base, if I'm looking at it right. They might have not gotten him anyway, but they get an out. Big second out. Still 1-1 ball game. Everything's still intact.
First and third, 2 outs.
So the contact was not there. The left-handers can get away with pretty much anything they want to.
Beimel has that very unusual hesitation at the top. Sometimes he goes to that slide step.
I don't wanted that call. Let's take a look at the range resources strike zone on this one. Trying to buy the call. Did get the outside corner? Nope. Correct call.
Ethier.
Big matchup here.
Yeah,
huge
1 for 3 tonight. 2-0. Ethier 1 for 9 in his career against Beimel. You have to believe that Jose Veras is loosening up for Matt Kemp. Hopefully it doesn't get to that point. Beimel gets this last out here in the 7th. Fly ball. McCutcheon on the move. Deep left center. And he's there. Wow. Tracking it down. Andrew McCutcheon using that great speed. Ethier giving it a ride.
But he outruns the baseball and had enough air underneath it where Andrew could measure it. And he had this ball all the way. Long trip.
Boy, seeing a good ball game, and we'll keep it here for Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Year 2011. Cedeno leads off. 1 for 2.
Liking that sign. Liking that sign.
Matt Diaz comes out on deck to bat for Beimel. Billingsley still out there. Beimel got the job done.
And he started getting busy in the Dodger bullpen, though.
Hensley has thrown only 88 pitches. Not happy with that last one. Hung-Shi Kuo, the lone left-hander in the Dodgers pen. Fly ball, right center, Kemp. Kemp makes the play and texts the booth on Root Sports. Tonight's question, Steve, are there any pitchers on our staff who compare to anyone on that 1971 staff? That's from Patrick.
Wow, that's got to go back through the roster. Good many breaking balls, a curveball and a slider, maybe Nelly Briles and Kevin Correa.
Does anybody remind you at all of your style on the staff?
Yeah,
probably not.
Maybe Correa too, because he leans on the breaking ball, and I almost pitched around the breaking ball. Used the fastball many times to set up the sliders. We were a slider ball group. Doc Ellis and Morton, but Morton throws harder than Doc did. Ramon Hernandez and Joe Bimo, sweeping breaking ball, but almost every left-hander that comes out of the bullpen has a big sweeping breaking ball.
Diaz is out number 2 at 1971 pitching staff, and an interesting question, by the way, that is for Steve. It's 71 pitching staff included over the course of the season.
Moose was a slider ball pitcher. I was a slider ball pitcher. Briles was. Doc Ellis was sinker ball.
Doc Ellis.
Bob Johnson and Morton, before Charlie decided to go downstairs and throw a lot of sinkers, maybe similar style. As a closer, Dave Jussie with a palm ball, so that was different than a lot of the power guys.
McCutchen rips this to left. Does it stay fair? Yes, it'll bounce into the seats for a double. He was on that one. 2-out double for McCutchen.
Oh, is this a great? I love this shot. And then you put the AGH on top of it. I love the angle. And you can see him hooking that ball. See how those right-hand batters get around the ball and they'll hook it down into that corner. That ball will keep turning. And third base umpire Mike DeMuro right on it. And the Pirates have action. 2-out action. And it's not going to take a whole lot of action to determine the outcome of this game. We owe the Pirate pitchers a little action.
Yep. Top of a fly ball to center.
Adam ball. Hit it well, but right at him.
We'll go to the 8th. We've been tied at 1 since the Pirates scored in the bottom of the 3rd. GH cam. Fabulous, fabulous shots here at PNC Park for the first of 4 against the Dodgers. Maul bringing that to you. Some of those shots.
That's got to be fun working that machine.
Yep. Fun to target that man when he is on the move. Andrew McCutchen. Jose Veras takes over.
Yep. Karstens, Crota, Beimel, and now Veras 1-1. Nothing determined as we go to the 8th inning.
Kemp, Uribe, and Loney.
Kind of nice to split up Ethier and Kemp, isn't it? Ethier made the last out.
Yep.
Kemp leads off.
Matt Kemp 0 for 3. He's the man who hit the ball to the Hines catch-up sign. In right center, McCutchen turned it into a double play as Miles had grounded second. Ball 1 on Kemp.
Well, I got one more addition to
Yes.
that, and I think I find a better match. Charlie Morton, Bruce Keeson, both coming from the side. A lot of movement, a lot of action. Of course, Bruce came up that year, so we didn't have the entire year. And he only weighed 102 pounds.
First 2 pitches not close from Veras. First was a breaking ball. This fastball skips in the dirt. 2-0.
Take another look. Wow, they were not close. None of them close to that 9-pane window.
Two and one on Kemp, who really seems to have rebounded under Don Mattingly, this new coaching staff. Jeff Pentland is the hitting coach. Tim Wallach can be a big help in that regard. Matt Kemp came in batting .338, seemed to regress a bit last year. Two and two.
You talk about one of the more respected men. You go back to his days as a Montreal Expo. Tim Wallach, one of those pros, just one of those type of people. Tim Wallach, third base coach for the Dodgers.
As I recall, wasn't Tim Tracy looking to hire him, Steve, when Tracy joined the Pirates?
Right, but he didn't want to go west.
Yeah, he didn't want to go east.
Yep.
Didn't want to leave the West Coast at the time.
Right, yeah, I'm sorry.
3 and 2, and that one not close.
Didn't want to travel. But Tim Wallach, he's one of the best run across. And did some damage with those Montreal Expos for a lot of years.
Dodgers hitting coach in 04 and 05 under Jim Tracy. Now 3 and 2, trying to get the lead off man here.
Need to do this. Need to do this.
Whoa. Harris all over the place at times. The 4 pitches that were out of the zone were not close. Fourth one hit him.
Tried to come with that big sweeping breaking ball and just got way out in front of it. And when the body gets out in front of that curveball, the arm just can't get around far enough to hook it and release it in the proper direction.
Kemp has 11 steals in 14 attempts.
Compounds the problem.
Juan Uribe at the plate.
It's a thin line, though, for the Dodgers, because at this point you got a 1-1 ball game. You don't want to run into outs either.
0-1 on Uribe. His 1 for 2. Average up to 218 from the start of the day at 213.
Good idea to let them know you're thinking about them over there.
Stolen base leaders in the National League. Matt Kemp, 2 behind Michael Bourne of the Astros. Line to left, deep, but Tabata gonna get there, and they might have a chance for another double play. Here's the throw to first. How about that? 2 double plays from outfield catches. McCutchen and now Tabata.
You will not see that in a ball game very, very often. Now Mattingly wants to go out and know.
He thinks it was trapped, doesn't he?
Yep. Here we go. I'm going to slow it down.
And it was.
Yep.
The Pirates had a catch yesterday that was called a no catch, a trap. When Carlos Lee hit a ball in the left center gap, McCutchen made the catch. But then second base umpire Jeff Nelson called it a trap. Clint Hurdle came out to argue. Here, the Pirates get a call on what was obviously a Tabata trap.
We saw it earlier. We're going to see it again.
The Bucks get a call, and it's a big one.
Now, Mattingly is going to ask for help.
Well, yesterday, Clint Hurdle asked for help and didn't get it from that umpiring crew, a different crew.
Yep. And I think that actually, here we go, 7-4-3, the official ruling.
Here's yesterday now. This is the catch that McCutchen made, but was ruled a trap. And that was a leadoff, as it turned out, double by Carlos Lee. Mattingly continues to make a case, and probably to ask for help. Don Mattingly, in his first year, he said he could see it better, pointing toward the second base umpire Jim Reynolds. Basically, why not ask? See, I understand that. There's Jim Reynolds. Mattingly shakes his head as he heads back. Boy, what a huge play.
This might be our first shot. That shows it best. Yep. Definite trap. So you can't see, you can't say the umpiring crew is trying to even it up because, as you said, different crew.
Right.
Huge.
James Loney now, nobody on, 2 outs.
And everybody will be hollering. Well, not everybody. People will be hollering. What about an instant replay? If you want an electronic game, yeah, go ahead, bring it in. I say you stay with what you got here.
Again, we talked about replay being introduced to the game 3 years ago. And now there has been talk about expanding replay. What about the idea, Steve, that you have one appeal a game if you're a manager?
No.
No?
Absolutely not.
All right. All right. One ball, 1 strike on Loney. Pirates need to take advantage of this gigantic break they got on that call.
I think the Dodger announcers are screaming right now.
Yep. 1-2 the count on Loney. Loney hit 10 homers last year, drove in 88. Mattingly still upset, and you can understand why. Ground ball past Veras. Walker to first. Oh, wow. How about that? What a shift. from 2 on, nobody out, to nobody on, 2 outs, and then the ground ball. 1-1. Tossed. He came out and argued it was he who hit the ball that was trapped by Tabata. And the first thing he did was go to the umpire. And now he was tossed, and Don Mattingly might follow. Mattingly was out talking to the first base umpire and crew chief Tim Wilkie, and now he is tossed.
Yeah. What I'm thinking, Greg, is they got information from upstairs somewhere down into the dugout, and they're saying without a doubt it was trapped. And now they're going to re-enter the fray.
Here's what happened during the break a few moments ago. The toss on the HEH can. You're gone on Uribe. Uribe, when he heard he was ejected, came in and it was blocked by Jim Reynolds, the second base umpire. Create some interference. Mattingly and Uribe, manager and third baseman, have been ejected. Aaron Miles will go to third. Jamie Carroll short, and the new second baseman is Bandy Jesus. As Tabata back in the dugout getting the congrats from his teammates, and really trying not to
trying to keep a straight face. That's what he's trying to do.
A little bit of a wink there. Ivan De Jesus goes to second. Aaron Miles to third. There's Miles. There's De Jesus, son of the former big leaguer. Garrett Jones leads off. Ball 1. Well, that for action, Steve.
What you got now is a chance to steal a ball game.
Yeah.
Did you almost get the sense that when Don Mattingly came out the first time and then was walking back in, it almost had the sense, I should have pursued this further just to show how displeased I was, and he got a second chance.
And what was interesting about it, he came out as Uribe was out arguing. Mattingly came out, was first talking to the first base umpire, Tim Wilkie, basically, I think, saying, why wouldn't he ask for an appeal? But then when Uribe got tossed, Mattingly came over and let Mike DeMuro have it. Strike called, 3-1 on Garrett Jones, leading off the bottom of the 8th inning. Jones 2 for 3 with a ribby. His RBI single came in the 3rd, tied the game at 1. We've been tied ever since.
Well, not that it's important, but you wonder how this will go down. They have a guy in the commissioner's office who takes a look at these ejections and if there's contact and all that sort of thing. But we'll talk about that in a moment. The Pirates have the leadoff man on. It is huge.
Leadoff free pass. Brings up Neil Walker. We'll have a pinch runner. Xavier Paul runs for Jones. He'll stay in the game defensively then. The ex-Dodger, Garrett Jones, on base for the 3rd time.
Should be throwing some salt in the wound if Xavier Paul was able to score a go-ahead run that would hold up.
Walker 0 for 3. Has hit the ball twice to the other side of the field and pulled the ball once. Fouled off to the left. He came to the plate with 2 outs and a man at second in the 1st inning and flied to left to end that inning. He came to the plate in the 3rd inning with runners at 1st and 3rd and hit a soft liner to short. He led off the 6th inning and grounded to second. Runner goes, and it's a fair ball. Paul took off, and now he heads to 3rd. Walker to 2nd. They're going to wave home Paul, and he is going to score the go-ahead run on a Neil Walker double to right. 2-1 Bucks.
There's the perfect scenario. You send the runner, and you get a BB down into the right field corner. Walk, double, run. 2-1 lead for the Pirates in the bottom of the 8th inning. Neil just gets down under that ball, gets the hands in close enough so the ball stays fair, and the race is on. Paul is gone. He's flying. Nick Leyva says, let's take the shot here. Wound up not even being close. Good decision by Nick at 3rd base, and the Pirates take the lead. And that's going to be it for Billingsley.
Bench coach Trey Hillman, who's taken over for Don Mattingly, has made the move. Neil Walker's 8th double of the season, his 20th RBI of the year, gives the Pirates the lead.
Town young man, Neil Walker, blistering a ball down the right field line, driving in the go-ahead run in the bottom of the 8th inning. Double. Xavier Paul scores. The crowd is reacting, and the Pirates take the lead. And look at Tom and Carolyn Walker. How much fun is it to watch your son come through like that? And there's a young man who's having he's having a lot of fun. Isn't that great? I mean, that's pretty pure emotion right there. Wonderful.
Came in for a drink of water during the pitching change. Mom and Dad thrilled for son Neil as the Pirates now lead it. Hung Chi Kuo now on the mound, facing Overbay at the plate.
Billingsley goes 7+, has given up a couple runs to this point. On the hook, responsible for the runner at second base. 7 hits, he walked 3, struck out 4. Love to get that runner over to third.
Count on Overbay. Overbay 4 hits and 30 at bats against lefties this season, but as Steve said, even a ground ball to the right side will suffice. Get Walker to third and get him in.
Nice spot for Lyle right now. He can look for a certain pitch in a certain area.
Line drive to right field and over the head of Ethier. Settles there on the track. Leiva going to wave home Walker. Hill scores. The ball's dropped. Overbay doubles in Walker, and Pittsburgh leads 3-1.
Wonderful spot to be in. 2-0 count. Look for a certain pitch in a certain spot, and just center it against the boards in right field. Just switch places. That's moving them over and in. This ball is centered. Miller's got to make sure. Nick Leiva, come on in. Keep it rolling. Never know how many you're going to need.
Neil Walker's double and scores his 25th run of the season, which is in the top 5. Oh, 1 count. One ball, 1 strike, the count on Domet. 2 for 3 as a left-hand hitter tonight.
That completes the line on Chad Billingsley. 7+ 3 earned runs.
Mike McDougal loosens in the pen now for LA. Nowhere close. 2-1. Joel Hanrahan right now, it is a save situation. He nailed down his 10th save of the year yesterday.
He's moving up on that chart of saves leaders in the National League.
Overbay's double, driving in his 13th run as a Pirate. Domet's driven in a dozen.
Neil Walker gets to that 20 plateau.
Now count of 3-1 on Domet.
Another nice hitting situation. I mean, you get a free lunch here. You don't like it, let it go.
That's a fair ball down the right field line. Domet will trade places with Overbay, and the Pirates lead 4-1.
Keep switching places. How about Ryan Domet? Talk about a hot bat. And this is just a little slicer in between the first baseman and the line, and the race is on again. Andre Ethier going to sleep well tonight. He's been running all over the place in the right field corner, all over. Pirates, that's ripping the ball down in that direction, and we're going to have another pitching change.
3 doubles in this inning, 5 in the game. 5 different players with doubles. Overbase scoring on the Domet 2-base hit to give the Pirates this 3-run lead. Still nobody out. /root. That's mypirates.com/root. Get the scoop on all things ticketing, including details on upcoming big games, promotions, and exclusive ticket deals. The site, and more importantly, the deals, updated frequently. Check back often and see what new info Randy has to offer you. Again, my-pirates.com/root.
Well, Greg, do I have it right that the Pirates have done some work in the bottom of the 8th inning in 3 out of 4 home games so far? Probably not, but go ahead and check it for me.
No, I won't if you don't want me to. Do you want me to, seriously?
Well, tonight, this 3 spot, and yesterday, the 3-run home run, and if I'm not mistaken...
Yeah, 3 in the bottom of the 8th Saturday, and 3 in the bottom of the 8th yesterday. Pirates, you see what they've done the last 3 games. 9 8th-inning runs. Including tonight, the 3 spot.
Veteran Mike McDougall, he's been around a while, has 70 career saves last year, some time with the Cardinals, and the Pirates just opening things up, and they might not be done here in the bottom of the 8th tonight.
Alvarez 0 for 2 with a walk. Hit a ball hard to first, his first time up. The McDougall numbers, invited to spring training as a non-roster player. He has limited opposing hitters to a .222 batting average and has allowed just 1 hit with men in scoring position. Of course, that's where Domet is right now. One ball, 1 strike.
95 miles an hour. We're talking about former Pirate pitchers, 71 team, Bruce Keeson. Mike McDougall was built just like Bruce Keeson was when he came up.
6'4", 175 pounds he's listed, the string bean right-hander.
Very similar.
Pitched with the Cardinals last year. Former closer for the Royals. Alvarez at least tries to move the runner, pulls the ball foul, 1-2. Dodgers bullpen has an earned run average of .525. Only the Astros ERA is higher among bullpens in the National League. .525 ERA for the relievers. By comparison, the Pirates bullpen earned run average .281.
This all started with a free pass.
Strikes him out looking. Alvarez looks at a called third strike from McDougal. He is 0 for 3 with that walk tonight.
Like a hard slider, caught him for a third strike. Pirates still in business, but now with 1 out.
Ronnie Cedeno 1 for 3. Pirates and Dodgers even on the hits board. Look out, line foul sharply.
And you see this often. Joel Hanrahan is warming up, getting ready, and still eligible for a save. But if Pirates score again, they have other action in the bullpen.
There's that graphic we're talking about. The Dodgers earned run average, their bullpen. Steve, you and I were talking before the game about, as this ball is just foul, about what really encourages us about this Pirates team at this juncture of the season, because the offense hasn't gotten it going yet, but yet they've held in there. They're a 500 club. You know that offense not going to be a juggernaut, but it's going to produce some runs. It's pretty consistent throughout the lineup. The schedule was very tough the first 6 weeks. And there's no predicting what clubs can do any given series, but when you looked at the schedule at the beginning of the year during spring training, you looked at the opponents the first 6 weeks, that was daunting. And then in addition to that, you've got Evan Meek out, and if Meek gets back to his form of 2010 to set up Hanrahan again, and then so everybody takes a different role in that bullpen, with Veras taking an earlier inning, Resop as Cedeno goes down. That's really encouraging.
Well, you could wind up with some 6-inning ball games, and then the shutdown. And not the Derek Bell shutdown. It's legit.
We talked about the early schedule, and there's Meek as he hopes to be back soon. But that schedule at the start, really tough if you looked at it in spring training, with the Pirates opening on the road against the Cubs and the Cardinals, and then hosting the Rockies for 4. The Brewers came in, an abbreviated 2-game series as it turns out. Then they went to Cincinnati for 4, took 3 of 4 from the Reds, then down to Miami. They were swept by the Marlins. Strike on the pinch hitter Steve Pearce. Bucks won 2 of 3 against the Nationals here. Dropped 2 of 3 to the Giants, then went to Coors Field in Denver. Won 2 of 3 against the Rockies. Won 2 of 3 against San Diego. They've taken 2 of 3 to start this homestand, and a ground ball headed up the middle. Second baseman there, and the throw pulls Loney off the bag. Jesus got to the ball. That'll be an infield hit for Pearce. First and third. An infield pinch hit single. Going back to that schedule, take a look at what lies ahead. On to Milwaukee, Washington, and Cincinnati following this 4-game series against the Dodgers, then hosting Detroit and Atlanta. Back on the road at the end of the month against the Cubs and the Mets. The Root Sports Watch.
And what you look at, and we talked about this also, you get to 500, that's kind of a foundation.
Yeah.
Now if you have a nice little run on top of what you've done, now you're really, I mean, you're creating some attention.
First and third, 2 outs for McCutchen. Pearce, the infield single. Bucks now with 10 hits. Just missed that one. That would have gone a long way. Instead, it's a fly out to center field. The Pirates score 3 times. Lead 4-1. Lyle Overbay, an RBI double, part of that 3 spot. Going to try it, nail it down with a hammer. Joel Hanrahan. Nice little run, Parrott.
Everybody liking it.
Xavier Paul stays in the game to play right field, the pinch runner for Garrett Jones, who got it started with a free pass. And now Joel Hanrahan will try and nail it down for Jose Veras.
And he's got a little breathing room.
I think yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, was just the second 1-2-3 ninth inning he's had, I believe.
Because Joel came into the appearance yesterday, I believe, with having given up more hits than innings pitched. He's still getting the job done, but having to work for his supper.
Tony Gwynn Jr. is the pinch hitter. Don't have to tell you who his father was, do we?
No.
Or is. Ball one on Tony Gwynn Jr.
And not much fun sitting around for 8 or 9 innings and having to come in all of a sudden, step right up and face this heavy heat.
Strike. Gwynn, a .242 batter. Joel Hanrahan. And bunting. Hanrahan off the hill. Will bare hand. Throw out Gwynn. One away.
And that one was probably 83, 84 miles an hour over the first base. So all of a sudden, a ball game turns around with the play in left field, and the Pirates are on the field, and then in the bottom of the 8th, the bats come alive. And we said the Pirate bats owed these pitchers a little something. Pirate pitchers for the good work they've done.
Rod Barajas, 1 for 3, 1 away in the 9th. Line toward left. And that'll drop in for a hit. Dodgers not done yet. Tabata made that catch in quotations in the 8th inning, turned it into a double play. It's the first time the Pirates turned 2 double plays in a game that started with an outfield catch, Steve, since 1996. July 1st, 1996.
I would have guessed longer.
Thanks to Jason Steele for that.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Jay Gibbons bats now.
Do you know how hard it is to work around in a ball game from a pitching standpoint around 10 hits and only give up 1 run to this point? And hopefully it stays that way, but that's some damage control. Working out of jams.
Karstens will have a no decisions, but a no decision that will get a lot of attention in that clubhouse. Talking about the job he did as the starter.
On his report card, he gets an A.
Hanrahan trying to match the league leaders Houston Street, Brian Wilson, and Leo Nunez in saves.
Well, again, we don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, but if this goes down the way we hope it's going to go down, another great night for the Pirate bullpen.
Yep.
But let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Oh, and 2. Bounced right side. Hanrahan will get over for this. Oh, he dropped the ball. Hanrahan drops the ball on the bouncer to Walker. He will be charged with an error.
They're going to charge
Walker with an error? How can you charge Walker with an error?
I don't know.
Ball's dropped by Hanrahan right there.
Yeah, that's got to be changed.
First and second, 1 out. Nothing wrong with that toss.
Well, that's secondary to the fact that you've got to make that play. That play's got to be made because you do not want to bring the tying run to the plate. Plus, you're going to the top of the order.
Ball 1 on Jamie Carroll.
Overbay commits. That's all right because Walker is right there. Soft toss. And I don't know whether Joel is trying to find his footwork at or thinking about the runner, but just didn't get the glove around it. Simple as that.
Bounce toward third. A slip, but an out. That had your heart pumping a bit, didn't it?
Oh, dear.
As Alvarez slipped, slightly bobbling the ball out of his glove, but got it to second for the force.
There it is. And yeah, the footwork, and that's been a little bit of the issue, getting the feet right and getting yourself the balance that you want. And that ball's rolling around in the glove a little bit too. So shaky times at Ridgemont High here.
And the batter now, Aaron Miles, 2 for 4. Bucks 1 out away from going over the 500 mark. Ball 1, 11,373. Watching the Bucks and the Dodgers in game 1 of the 4-game series.
And you don't want to get down to Ethier and Kemp. Let's just put it that way.
Oh, what a play by Alvarez to first! Hey, raise the Jolly Roger!
Yes!
With a play by Alvarez to end it.
On the backhand side and a gun to first base.
Pirates are over 500.
What a pick! What a pick!
Raise the Jolly Roger.
And sometimes, Pedro, you can do it with a glove. He just did it.
Joel Hanrahan fired up. He gets the save. Pedro Alvarez, what a play.
Look at the rocket.
What a play. That's got a good chance to be a 2-run double if he doesn't make that play.
Boy, Pirates working hard for another win. Working hard.
In 2 hours and 56 minutes, they down the Dodgers in game 1 of the series. Tomorrow night, game 2, as Kevin Correa will take the hill for Pittsburgh. Your time to root starts with the pregame at 6:30. Tim Neverett and Steve will have the call at 7, all right here on your home for Pirates baseball, Root Sports. So for Steve Blass, Dan Potash, and our entire Root Sports crew, Greg Brown saying thanks for watching, but do not go anywhere. The Pirates post game comes up right after the break on Root Sports. The Bucks are over 500. They beat the Dodgers 4-1.